Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chibi Wee Crochet, and I am going to teach you how to make this granny stitch ruffle bucket hat. The yarn that I used was the Red Heart Granny Square in the color of ruby red. Today I'm going to use the Red Heart Granny Square in the color of black espresso. To make this, you're going to need any size 4 yarn. You're going to need a J, a K, an I, and an H hook, a pair of scissors, and a darning needle. Let's get started. I'm going to start off with the H, or with the I, I'm sorry. If you do a magic circle, you want to put 12 double crochets in that magic circle. I'm going to do a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put 11 more half double crochets, or 11 more double crochets, I'm sorry, into the circle, to the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey Sharon, how are you? Happy Saturday. Let me put my other glove on before I get too far into it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I'm going to slip stitch in the top of the chain 3. Hey Kimberly, how are you? Happy Saturday. I'm good, y'all. Can y'all hear me okay? So now I'm going to chain 3. Or no, wait, hold on. I'm going to slip stitch to the next, slip stitch into the gap, I'm sorry. Slip stitch into the gap. Chain 3. In that same space, I'm going to put 1 more double crochet. Skip this chain, go into the next space, and put 2 double crochets. Into the next space, put 2 double crochets. Into the next space, 2 double crochets. We're going to repeat this all the way around. Okay, so we got 2 double crochets in every space. We're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. Now I need to slip stitch my way over to this gap. So I'm going to slip stitch loosely here and then slip stitch loosely into the gap. Chain 3. The chain 3 counts as a stitch. Put 2 more double crochets in that same stitch. So that is your first cluster. Got your first cluster. Skip to the next gap and put 3 double crochets. The next gap, 3 double crochets. Skip to the next gap, 3 double crochets. You're going to repeat this all the way around in the gap spaces. Now between the stitches, you see, this one was in between the stitches, and then there's 2 in this one, 2 in this one. So you're going in between because you're creating the granny stitch. So you're making clusters. Making clusters. This was 12. And then this one was 2 double crochets in between each stitch. 2, 2, 2. And now this one is 3 in between each 2. So here's 1, 2. There's a gap. I need to put 3 double crochets in this gap. Skip over 1, 2. In the gap, I need to put 3 in this gap. I'm making clusters. So now I'm back at the beginning. I need to slip stitch in the top of the chain 3. Now I need to get back over to this gap to start my next row. I'm gonna loosely slip stitch over to that space. Now here's the space. Slip stitch into this space and chain 3. The chain 3 counts as the first double crochet. I'm gonna put 3 more for a total of 4 because this is an increase row. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna alternate between 3 and 4 clusters. So this one is 4, the next one is going to be a 3 double crochet cluster. And now the next one, we're going to put 4. So you got 4, 3, 4, now 3 again. Alternate between 3 and 4 all the way around. Sorry, you hear my dog barking. It is storming here. We're getting ready to storm and the wind is blowing the tree against the window, and he doesn't like the noise. My dog is old. He does not like any noise. Four, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3. We're at 4 again. Three. 4. 'Charlie, dude, stop it. 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3. Hey Vicky, how are you? So now that I'm back at the beginning, I'm going to slip stitch in the top of this chain 3. Just what you have so far. So now I need to get back over to this gap. So we're going to use the 4 as a split. So instead of coming over to this gap, oh my goodness, the geese, y'all. I'm sorry. So we got this gap, but we need to create another gap because this is an increased row. So we're going to slip stitch to the middle of the 4. So slip stitch over to the middle. Oh my goodness, y'all, these geese. I'm sorry, they're so loud. I'm good, Vicky. Let me close the window. They are right outside my window, going at it. I'm sorry. Okay, so I slip stitch over to the middle of the 4, chain 3, and put 2 more double crochets in that space. We are increasing the circle. So now I'm going to go over to the first gap and put 3 double crochet cluster. And now over to the gap, 3 double crochet cluster. Now we are back at the 4 again. we need to make a cluster in between the 4. Go in between the 4 with 3 double crochet cluster. And then the next gap, 3 double crochets. Now we're back at a 4. Go in between the 4 and make a 3 double crochet cluster. So now we are back at the beginning, slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. And we need so I typically make my double crochet the tops of my hats before I start making the size. This is the size I usually make them. So I just want it to be in between here. So I want to do one more row of increase. So I'm going to slip stitch over to the middle space. Now for this one, I'm not going to do every other space. I'm going to do 5. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 1, 2. Put some stitch markers in here. I don't want to do every other space. I want to space it out. So this is the first gap. This is the second gap. And then I'm gonna, every third gap, I'm gonna put a stitch marker, and you'll see why in a minute. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. So everywhere where you see a stitch marker is going to have a 4 double crochet cluster. Everywhere where you don't see a stitch marker, it's just going to have a 3 double crochet cluster. So I'm going to chain 3. In this space, put 2 more double crochets. Then 3 double crochets here. Now this is for a 4. Three. Three. And 4. Three. And 3. 4 again. 4. So now I'm going to slip stitch in the top of the chain 3. Just what you have so far. So that is the last row of increase. I'm going to slip stitch over to the first gap space. And now I'm going to put 3 double crochet cluster in every space, every gap space. When I get to one that has 4, I'm going to go in between the 4. In between the 4. In between the 4. is what we have so far. I'll slip stitch into the top of the chain 3, and I'm going to switch to a J hook. So now I'm going to just make clusters of 3 double crochets until I get to row 14. So I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to get to row 13 or 14. So I'm going to slip stitch over to the next gap space and make double crochet clusters until I get to row 14. Does anybody have any questions so far? So this one right here is one that is already at row 13. This is the same type of hat, but I'm already at row 13. So I'm going to teach you how to do the ruffles. This is what the hat should look like once you have 13 rows. If you want more than 13, you can make more. So for the next row, I'm going to go down. Well, no, I'm not going to go down. I'm just going to slip stitch into the first chain, top of the chain 3. Now I need to make a foundation for the ruffles. So what I'm going to do is chain 1, I'm going to put a stitch marker here. And now I'm going to put a single crochet into every single stitch. Single crochet all the way around. So this is setting up the foundation for the ruffles. Now you can put elastic cord here. I'm not going to do elastic cord, but if you wanted it to be, the reason why you need a foundation is because when you add the ruffles, multiple ruffles in each stitch, if you're using acrylic yarn, it's going to tend to stretch. So you need some type of foundation so that this part won't stretch too much. So what I'm going to do is do a row of single crochet followed by a row of slip stitch and then the ruffles. That slip stitch will keep it from stretching, or you can use elastic. And you can get elastic cord from like Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I don't have any here to show you, but it literally just looks like it's the same size as a piece of yarn. They have white and they have black. So now I'm going to slip stitch over to the first gap right here. Before I start the ruffles, I'm going to switch to a K-hook. I'm going to slip stitch in this gap space, and I'm going to make a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a treble crochet. The chain 4 counts as the first treble. Put another treble, a chain 1, and then 3 more trebles. In the next gap, I'm going to put 3 treble crochets. In the next gap, I'm going to put 3 trebles, chain 1, 3 trebles. 3 trebles. Chain 1 and 3 more trebles, all in the same space. So you're going to alternate 3 trebles, chain 1, 3 trebles, 3. 3, chain 1, 3, 3. You're going to alternate this all the way around. I made a mistake somewhere. We'll have to watch the video again to find the mistake. What do you mean? Why do you think you have a mistake? After I get off of here, I'm going to go on TikTok and do it again. So meet me over there, Sharon, and let me know where you think you made a mistake, and I'll show you. As soon as I finish these ruffles, I'm going over on my TikTok page, and I'm making some of these hats. Three trebles, chain 1, 3 trebles, 3 trebles, 3 trebles, chain 1, 3 trebles, 3 trebles, 3 trebles, chain 1, 3 trebles. So now you have three, three chain one, three, three, three chain one, three, three, three chain one, three, all the way around. I'm gonna slip stitch in the top of this chain four. And I'm going to slip stitch over to the chain one space. Chain three. Now I'm going to put 3 double crochets in every gap space. So this chain one is the first gap space, so put 2 more double crochets here. Skip to this next gap, put 3 double crochets here. Skip to the next space, 3 double crochets. Skip to the chain one space, 3 double crochets. Gonna repeat this all the way around. Next gap space, 3 double crochets. So you can basically add as many ruffles as you want. I'm gonna do a chain 3. No, wait. My slip stitch over to the gap space. Well, no, I'm gonna do a chain 3 right here. Chain 3. Now I'm gonna go into every single space, not just the gaps, in between. I'm gonna put 3 double crochets in every single space. Let me slip stitch over to one space, chain 3, put 2 more double crochets in this space. I'm going in between the stitches. So basically from here, you would just add as many rows of 3 double crochets in each stitch. The more rows you add, the more ruffly it's gonna get. After you figure out how ruffly you want it to get, you'll add 1 row of half double all the way around, which will give you this look here. These are more wavy. If you want them more ruffly, just add more rows of 3 double crochets in each stitch. So the treble row, the double crochet row, 3 in each stitch row, and the half double crochet row. This is what I'm gonna get. You can arrange the ruffles however you want them to sit. Thank you for watching. See you next time.